to a special edition of the Youth View, where we are all here socially isolating and distancing from each other during this coronavirus. I want to thank all the youth producers for joining us today. And let's start off, with how have you guys been coping with with all this social isolation? Let's start with you, Tom.
Well, I mostly just use a bunch of different ways to talk with my classmates, like Zoom for school, and then other stuff like Discord and Skype to talk with friends.
Yeah, so you're still able to, stay connected with everyone, even though you're, not able to interact in person, right?
Yep.
And how about you, Sophia? How are things going for you?
It's been other than the whole not going to school thing and not actually seeing people in person, it's not really that big a difference from how I normally live my life, because I usually don't go anywhere anyway. The only difference now is that I can't go anywhere. And so I've really just been doing my own thing for the past 8 weeks and just reading a lot more than I usually am. So at least that part is nice of it.
Nice. So you're able to, take time for activities that you enjoy, and seems like that's helping you get through, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And how about you, Adam? How are you getting by?
I've been doing similar things to Tom, but in the mornings I like to try and go outside a little bit.
Yeah, so I heard you got quite a bit of yard work done recently too.
Yep.
And so that's great. We're all able to at least stay busy, and the weather's been somewhat nice here and there. Still a little chilly here as well, though. So what do you guys miss most about school right now? Adam, it's your senior year. What are you missing? You there, Adam? I think you might have froze up on us.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so what are you missing about your senior year this year?
Well, I mean, it's our last year together in high school, so it kind of sucks having to stay home. But I mean, I'm still in touch with a lot of my friends through social media and Discord, and being able to talk to them.
That's great. And so looking off to college in the fall,
Yep.
what's that looking like?
I'm going to Wentworth, and basically on the table is they don't know if they're gonna have a semester in the fall, and they might have us all do it online from home.
Yeah, and so that a lot of uncertainty about the future, what's going to happen there.
Yep.
And so I hear that's the same thing about the school year for you guys at the high school as well. Isn't that right, Sophia?
Yeah, they don't. I haven't heard that much about it. I only heard it as a fleeting thought, but they're not sure if we're going to go back actually in September, and it's kind of on the table. I'm not sure if it's just a Falmouth thing or if it's a state thing or a county thing, whatever it is, but it's on the table that we might not go back in September, and we might go back January 1st of 2021.
Yeah, so that would be a long time to spend for all of us to stay in isolation, right? How do you think? How much longer do you think you can make it, Tom?
I'm kind of fine with online classes. I find it to be really easy. The only problem is that I'm learning nothing. You.
I personally have retained no information from online schooling.
Yeah, so you guys certainly think the in-person instruction has been much better than the online classes have been so far.
Yeah.
So what is it you miss most about the learning environment at school? that you think is not reflected in your online classes?
I mean, the obvious one is, being able to actually see your other classmates
Hmm.
and interact with them.
Right. I think there's something to be said for being able to study together, and kind of work together to understand a concept or something new like that. But what about the hands-on stuff? You're not really able to do any of that, especially if you're in like a science class or something, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm in chemistry and we're not able to do any labs.
Mhm.
So we'll really just kind of have to learn off words. And in chemistry, it's a lot better to see what's going on. So it's making it a lot harder.
So
It's
are they
also
including a lot of videos with that, or
Yeah, we usually watch a lot of videos, but we can't watch them online really because our teacher doesn't give them to us.
so you were gonna say something, Sophia?
Yeah. It's also with language classes because I know after well when you're a junior and a senior you don't have to take them, but because Tom and I are a freshman and a sophomore, we have to take the language classes, which I know can be really difficult because while it's not super hard work in French too, it's still kind of difficult to teach yourself the language because we're stuck in a limbo of are we learning new things or are we kind of just going over what we learned for the last 6 months of the school year? Which isn't really like it's um I'm like pretty much fine with it personally because I'm one of the best students in my language class, but I know it's really difficult for one of my friends who struggles a lot with French and he's not super good at it and he's also not super interested in it. So it's difficult for him to try and teach himself a language that he doesn't really even want to learn on his own.
And your classes in French too, it's probably mostly fully immersive, right? In the classroom environment, at least.
Yeah, it's for like basically any of the language classes. A lot of the time, the above like French or Spanish one, it's conducted where like 80 to 90% of the class is usually going to be in the language. And so you at least get the experience of hearing someone who's fluent in the language speaking and not just having to read something or like watch a video about this is how you do the past tense in French.
Right, and I'm sure that must be tough on the teacher to do online as well because she's not able to, they're not able to work with each student and see everyone in a Zoom format, and tell kind of who's getting it and who's not. I would expect.
Mhm.
And I've certainly had to rework a lot of our curriculum for the online environment versus in person as well, and it's not easy. I have to say, from a teaching perspective, to change everything around. So, what is something that you guys most look forward to about when we can get back out there and everything's reopening? What about you, Adam?
Uh, Really just being able to hang out with friends and like go to like the mall and stuff.
Yeah, just being able to go out and be with people.
Yeah.
Anything for you, Sophia?
Um, it's nice to like, even though a lot of the time I don't usually really go to like that many places, it's nice to know that I have like at least it's nice to at least know that I had the option to.
Mhm.
Whereas right now it's just the farthest I can go is like around my neighborhood on a walk. But it was nice before to at least know that, oh, if my friend invites me out, I can go.
Yeah, and so Tom, I know looking forward to things for after this is all over. What are you looking forward to?
I mean, after it's all over, of course, just seeing my friends again. I mean, I wish I could have gone back to school, maybe. I mean, actually, like, do some stuff, but that got taken away. But kind of hope the summer isn't, like, horrifically ruined by this, but
Mhm.
it's definitely affected, so I'll have to deal with that.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be an issue. I know in Falmouth there's not going to be any summer events going on. Everything's canceled up until the school year starts next year, basically. And it looks like Boston and everyone else is doing the same. So it'll be a tough summer for all of us, I think. We'll have to continue our social distancing, but hopefully, things will start to get back to normal for all of us. With restaurants reopening, anything you guys are looking forward to, going out, ordering, anything like that?
Well, I work in a restaurant, so I mean, it'd be nice if they opened.
So at least getting back to work, right?
Yeah.
And what about you, Sophia? Anything you're looking forward to?
It's like it's just we've ordered out a couple of times, which has been nice because even though like we buy the things from Stop and Shop that we're going to eat, it's still nice to have something that's different than what we'll eat like every single night because we don't like in my household we don't really make that meant like there's nothing that we'll have for dinner that's super different usually. So it's nice to have like the option of a restaurant where I'll get something that I don't really eat that often.
Yeah, exactly. And, takeout's really been a lifesaver for a lot of us. Whether we're bad cooks or we just don't enjoy it so much. You can only eat so many frozen pizzas, right? And how about you, Tom? What are you looking forward to when you're finally able to go out and get to a restaurant?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, I've been really happy and satisfied with all the takeout. Like we've gotten takeout places like Stir Crazy, and it's all been fine and good. But I mean, I like kind of going to restaurants usually, so it'll be kind of fun to go back to that.
Yeah, it's just the atmosphere, I think we all miss of being outside and not stuck in our own homes. Well, thank you all for joining me, and take care, be safe, and we hope to see you again.